Hello, thank you folks for tuning into another one of Hennco's short videos. Today is going to be the nozzle segment of our mini series on major factors in cutting outcomes. Today we're going to talk about different sizes of nozzles and the grades of the nozzles that you're utilizing. There's a couple different grades out there. Some people are going to call it the premium versus the standard, or the R500 versus the R100, or in Hennco's case, we've got our precision core DT30s and our precision core RT20s. It's going to essentially, you're going to have your premium style and your standard style. Now, when it comes to cutting outcomes, that's not going to make a huge difference when you're starting with a brand new nozzle. Essentially, that's going to make a difference in the life of your nozzle. Trying to match your nozzle diameter to the diameter of your orifice is as well another factor. The majority of OEMs out there are going to recommend a 1:3 ratio. For instance, a 10 thousandths orifice with a 30 thousandths nozzle. You're going to want to keep an eye on that as you're cutting. If your cutting performance starts to decrease, one of the things you're going to want to look at right away is the diameter of your nozzle, starting at the bottom of the nozzle. If you use a pin gauge set, if you look at the bottom of the nozzle and you see that it's still round and you use a pin gauge set and you've seen it's grown X amount, essentially what that does is that throws off the ratio, and sometimes you don't get the concentricity of the stream with the integration of the abrasive. Another factor with the nozzles is going to be the length of your nozzles. The most common is going to be a 3-inch or a 4-inch nozzle. Please be advised the theory behind nozzle length is the nozzles wear from the top down. So in theory, a longer nozzle is going to last longer. Meaning when you do pin it from the bottom side, as it wears from the top down, the bottom of that nozzle is going to grow slightly slower in a 4-inch version versus the 3-inch version. Also, for those of you cutting thicker material, there is evidence out there that supports a longer nozzle provides the abrasive a longer amount of time to entrain into the stream, in order to give you a finer finish or a nicer finish deeper into a thick piece of material. Okay, folks, another thing you're going to want to remember when you're choosing a nozzle to use is the garnet that you're using. The most common garnet you're going to see out there is going to be an 80 mesh, in which the smallest nozzle diameter you can use with that is going to be a 30 thousandths nozzle. If you're looking for a garnet that's more coarse, for instance, a 60 grit, you're probably going to want to utilize a 40 thousandths nozzle. Otherwise, you're gonna see clogging, and the abrasive won't flow evenly through a 30 thousandths nozzle. All right, folks, another ingredient that you're going to want to take a peek at is going to be your standoff. It's something that's very simple to see while your parts are cutting, so it's something that's easy to fix as well. It's probably the first thing you're going to look at, and your standoff is going to be defined as the distance between the tip of your nozzle and the surface of the material that you're cutting on. Most OEMs are going to recommend somewhere between 80 thousandths to 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to say that they're probably right on in that instance. It's not an exact science. You don't have to be the exact distance away on everything. You're just going to want to be close. The closer you are to the material, the less chance that the stream has to lose velocity before it starts to make your cut. All right, folks, another thing you're going to want to look at when you're selecting the appropriate nozzle to use is the grade of your nozzle to the grade of your orifice. You've got your standard ruby orifices, you've got your diamond orifices. Essentially, you're going to want to pair those evenly with the nozzle you're using. If you're using a diamond orifice, for the most part, you're going to want to pair that with a DT30 or the more premium style nozzle. Whereas if you're using a ruby orifice, you're going to want to pair that with an RT20 or your standard grade nozzle. Thank you for watching another one of Hennco's short videos. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to one of our Waterjet experts at 1-833-4-HENCO.